Why do you think they called you Bulldozer? I want to get that foundation.
No one called me Bulldozer. I called myself.
Oh, it is you who introduced the name to yourself.
Exactly.
I now understand.
The name Bulldozer came when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you bullying students, or why did it come out? Were you a bull? Did you complete the school at the expected time? Because that was the main goal of going to Chuka University. Did you complete your studies at the intended time?
Not really.
What happened?
Actually, I walked out of school.
What do you mean? Why?
Yeah, I walked out of school. Time nilikuwa narudi, hata the VC aliniuliza, kwani ulikuwa unatoka shule, ulikuwa unadhani nini village yenye unakuja tu unatoka ukienda. But
hello, our viewer. Thank you very much for joining us from wherever you're watching us here in Kenya, East Africa, and across the amazing African continent. Welcome to our program, The Insights. And today we are glad once again to have you here with us. Today we are going to have a very good conversation, which is very honesty, and we are going to host one of a musician in our country, and he'll be bringing us more of the insight of the things that he does in the country, and more so what the music industry in Kenya means to him, and more so he'll be telling us much about himself. Today we are honored also to have a musician. He is an entrepreneur. He's a music content creator. He is also a system builder, and he has a lot to tell us about his journey from the time he began until today, and even his plans to the future. I'm your host today, Daniel Chegekikuyu. Thank you very much and welcome. I want us to take this opportunity to just introduce my guest today. Welcome to the studio, and feel free to interact with us and even together with our viewers today and tell us much more about yourself. Please tell us your name and who you are. Welcome.
Asante sana. I go by the name Bulldozer on all social media platforms, aka 11, the musician, the entrepreneur, the artist, the man who stands for what he is all about. I'm pleased kukua hapa, a pleasant moment, and it's also an honor. So personally, I do music full time. Music is life to me. I use it for channeling or communication. It gives me a channel of communication which I don't find in any other ways.
If you come to what music does to you, tell us where you come from, where you schooled, and such kind of things. We understand who is the musician in the studio today.
Born and raised in Webuye town, Bungoma. Schooled in Webuye DB Primary School. I went to Lugulu in Busia County for high school, and then I was in Chuka University for higher learning. Did environmental science and resource development, where we did a lot from business, music, and content creation. The most of our digital works was done there up to the time we are here now. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Guys from Chuka University, just to meet your fellow colleague who will be telling more about what has been doing and what is continuing to do after getting out of Chuka University, now engaging life. For somebody who is meeting you for the very first time, leave David Omont alone. Who is Bulldozer? Because according to me, I see that the man I'm talking to today is Bulldozer, a musician, an entrepreneur, a man who is a business orienter, a man who is a content creator, and also a man who is a system builder. Tell us much more about yourself for the person who is meeting you for the very first time.
The name Bulldozer specifically was born out of the creative mind of a young boy who was experiencing life in a more profound personal way. And out of this insight that came out of my experience in life, ndio nikaanza kuona like there are some things in this life you will have to make them happen. They won't just happen because they will need your effort. They will need your dedicated attention. They will need your time. You see? So actually, the name Bulldozer stemmed from that.
So-
Because that dream,
May I try to engage a bit in this? Is the name Bulldozer begin from back at home or while at Chuka University?
the name Bulldozer came when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I
Were
was
you bullying students, or why did it come out? Were you a bully?
As I've said, when you have a vision or a dream or you want to get somewhere, there'll be time involved, there'll be energy involved, and maybe resources. So the name Bulldozer clearly means that even the literal meaning of the engine bulldozer, energy which might be used constructively or destructively. Constructively in road construction, building of infrastructure, destructively demolitions and all other
So
things.
I want to understand something, Mr. Bulldozer. And from the high school level now, I believe every name comes with students, a nickname. Why do you think they called you Bulldozer? I want to get that foundation.
No one called me Bulldozer, I called myself.
Or it is you who introduced the name to yourself?
Exactly.
I now understand, because of the passion, the dream driven, whatever, and all that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. When you talk about Bulldozer, I see you yet have another name, El Even.
Yeah.
El Even is another name that I see very clearly on mostly your music industry and all that. Tell us more about El Even also.
Now that's my childhood nickname.
Yes.
And I started with that in the industry. My initial records were under the name El Even, which is just 11 with a space between L and Even. So it was a name that I used to get picked on while back in primary. It was a name that was given to me by my father, but I never liked it when any other person called it. And now the other kids used that, they did use that to get into my nerves. But later on, getting into music, I was like, I'll just keep this name, but try to modify it a little bit. That's where Eleven came about.
So it is an adoption from a childhood name now to a name that can be used in the industry
Brand.
and build yourself as El Even.
Yeah.
Okay, that is very great, and thank you very much. As we continue now into the music industry, I've come to realize that your music got well connected to Chuka area, Webuye, and mostly other parts of the country as you grow in the music industry. If I can ask you, why Webuye, why Chuka?
Why Webuye, why Chuka? We have to represent where we come from. So, like, we are, they say chastity, is it chastity begins at home?
Charity.
Charity, yeah, charity begins at home. So I have to acknowledge my roots. So Webuye to me is all about roots. It's like I being named from my father's father or somewhere in our family tree. So Webuye to me is all about roots. I was not born or raised anywhere else in the country, but that place. So that is why Webuye.
Chuka?
Chuka now is all about the connectivity. Chuka was the place that I really did get to connect with the largest number of people so far, and to really get the experience of being connected to mass. Yeah, because at Chuka we were really connected with the students.
Does these names in any way relate with your struggles and even the dire commitment to becoming who you are today?
Exactly. Yeah, because I told you the name El Even was given to me by my father. So that is something which I hold dear. And similarly, I've told you that my friends my peers back in primary used to pick me with that name. I never liked it when someone else apart from the family or the friends called me that. You see? So that actually is the struggle that I had back then. And I was like, I'm going to face it. I won't change my name because I don't like when other people call it. I'll just modify it and let anyone call me that name.
Okay.
So that showed that was experientially to me as a kid, that was a struggle because I had to stand my ground. And then Bulldozer, as I've said, when you have a vision, you want to get somewhere, there are always challenges. There are always challenges. Wanasema hizi mikono hazitoshani. So like, especially when you are a free thinker, an open-minded person, you don't like limits when limits are set around you. So that will make one try to be the utmost self.
So the name now brings the reality about who you are, where you have come from, and what you want to become in life.
And what I'm willing to give.
That is the vision now.
What I'm willing to do. I am willing to, where there is no way, and you have to make.
We shall come to that. We shall come to that. Because shortly I want us to talk about Waymaker. I see it is a very big thing I just want us to talk about. But before we go to that, I want to appreciate you because it is not a small journey. I see from all the names that your father is giving you, connecting it to the struggles that you have had, a little enough. What can you tell a young man who is struggling? And we're struggling mostly with the background where they come from. Some of them come from a very poor background and they believe we cannot make it out of this. What can you tell that person?
A man is not defeated, or a boy is not defeated when they are put down. They are only defeated when they refuse to get up. So there's something in you, and which is the willpower. As long as you have the breath in you, crawl if you will have to crawl to get to where you have to get to. Walk if you can't fly. And if you are walking, try to fly as long as you get to where you feel most complete, because the Lord himself made this world, and this world is so vast. So don't limit yourself with the conditioning that is there around you. You might find things are not adding up, but that doesn't mean that is the way it should be. Things can change. So never give up.
Thank you. My viewer, as you're being told, it is quite clear you may be coming from a very, very low background. What Bulldozer is telling us is quite clear that indeed your foundation or your background should not define your destiny. Remember, determination turns despair into hope. And if you want to be determined, aim at the sky. And when you aim at the sky, we say the sky becomes the limit. And if you fall, let you fall in the moon, not on the ground. We shall be coming to you shortly to talk about the Waymaker and the EP, what it represents to our musician guest today. So we are going for a short break, but when we come back, it'll be telling us more about the Waymaker. Thank you.